Lestrade!
What?
Watson, the light, if you please. Well, you can write me down as an ass this time. This isn't the bird I was expecting. Well, up you come.
Good evening, Colonel Valentine Walter.
What's the meaning of it? I came here to visit Mr. Oberstein.
Everything is known, Colonel.
How an English gentleman could behave in such a manner is beyond my comprehension.
What the devil do you mean?
We know all about your little correspondence.
And your theft of the papers.
It's absurd.
You obviously needed money. You took an impression of your brother's keys. He was lax about safeguarding them, as his junior clerk had already noticed. You went down to his office in the Monday night fog, but you were seen by young Cadogan West. He followed you here, confronted you.
And then, to your treason, you added the more terrible crime of murder.
Oh, no. Oh, before God, no.
Then tell us what did happen.
I did all the rest. I confess it. It was a stock exchange debt. Oberstein offered me 5,000 for the plans. But I'm no more guilty of murder than you are. It was Oberstein.
Did you make any attempt to stop him?
I couldn't. It happened in a moment. And it was his idea to pass West off as the criminal.
Framing an innocent man and destroying his honor. Something else you did nothing to prevent.
I couldn't see any other way out of it. You can't know how I've suffered.
What about the family of the murdered man? What about their suffering?
Worst thing of all. James knew. Somehow he knew. And it was that knowledge that he couldn't live with. Oh, God.
Sherlock.
Agreed.
Listen to me, Colonel Walter. If you help us now, it would ease your conscience and possibly your punishment.
How can I help you?
By doing exactly as I say.
Herr Oberstein?
No, you are mistaken.
Herr Hugo Oberstein.
I say no. What is the meaning of this?
We'd like to examine your newspaper, sir.
It's not mine. I've only just picked it up.
Exactly, sir.
Why do you want to look at it?
Let's see if it contains anything of interest. Thank you. They so rarely do, don't you find? But I suspect that this one will prove an exception. Hiya. Brother?
Brother. And now, mein Herr, if you'd care to come this way.
You mean to say it was true? I thought it was a bluff.
Oh, no, perfectly true. There really was a vital component missing from Oberstein's 3 sheets.
The double valves with the self-adjusting slots.
Good grief.
What about Oberstein's sheets, Mr. Holmes? Did you recover them?
Yes, indeed, Doctor. He'd brought them back to England with him. Far too risky to leave them in Paris, of course.
Of course. Highly untrustworthy, the French.
Really, Sherlock, this flippancy is dreadfully wearing.
Mycroft, you find everything dreadfully wearing.
Wasn't there a danger that Oberstein wouldn't believe the information about the missing drawing?
Certainly not.
After you, my dear.
Thank you, Mycroft. No danger in the least. Colonel Walters had proved reliable so far. Why should Oberstein doubt him? There was no reason for him to suspect that the letter was dictated by me.
Besides, Oberstein had everything to lose. He planned to auction his papers off to the highest bidder. If they were incomplete, they were totally worthless.
And now they're safely under lock and key.
As are Oberstein and the Colonel. The whole business is very neatly resolved.
Except for Sir James and poor Cadogan West.
Yes, indeed. Victims of honour and patriotism.
Well, I must be off.
Siam still giving you trouble, is it?
Is he always this irreverent, Dr. Watson?
Yes, as often as not.
I don't know how you've stood it all these years.
No, neither do I.
And now, Sherlock, before I go, this question of the honours list...
I thought I'd made my position clear.
You really should have grown out of this stubbornness by now, you know. Oh, very well. One final matter. This is for you.
Thank you. I see.
Is that all you have to say?
Yes.
Something interesting, is it?
Although you wouldn't think it from my brother's ungrateful manner, Inspector, it's an invitation
From
from
a client. A client?
who wishes to express her thanks in person, and whom I trust will not be refused.
You'll be lunching alone tomorrow, Watson. It seems I shall be spending the day at Windsor.
In The Bruce Partington Plans, Sherlock Holmes was played by Clive Merrison and Dr. Watson by Michael Williams, with John Hartley as Mycroft Holmes and Stephen Thorne as Inspector Lestrade. Colonel Valentine Walter was played by Donald Douglas, Sir James Walter by John Moffat, Violet Westbury by Vivian Rochester, Arthur Cadogan West by Jamie Glover, Sidney Johnson by John Evitts, Mrs. Johnson by Pauline Yates, Hugo Oberstein by John Baddeley, Matcham by Tiraan Arkell, and the Prime Minister by Anthony Newlands. The violinist was Leonard Friedman. The Bruce Partington Plans was dramatized for radio by Bert Coules and directed by Enid Williams.